This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Mosaic, a daily news program from Link TV, presents a selection of news reports from independent and state-controlled broadcasters from throughout the Middle East.
Local authorities in the area of Bargi-Matal in the state of Nuristan in northern Afghanistan have denied arresting a person associated with bin Laden. Afghani authorities had earlier announced arresting a Pakistani citizen named Syed Akbar in this area. They said he was associated with bin Laden and worked for the Pakistani military intelligence.
Pashtun people live on both sides of the border, in the area of Dukala, the final crossing point on the border between Afghanistan and Pakistan. This area serves as an alternative route for the inhabitants of Chitral in Pakistan via Afghani land when the ground freezes in winter. In spite of the sensitive political situation, geography is the only element separating the inhabitants on both sides of the border.
When we decide to go to Chitral, we leave our names with the guards at the border and we present our permit to the Pakistani police on the other side. We enter without problems.
Bargi-Matal is the furthest area of the eastern part of Nuristan. The local security is clearly ill-equipped. In this area, Afghani authorities announced arresting a Pakistani citizen named Syed Akbar because of his association with the Pakistani military intelligence and Al-Qaeda. We the security official in the area said he did not know about the arrest.
We did not arrest anyone from the Taliban or Al-Qaeda, and we do not have Taliban here. The rumor about the arrest is incorrect. We are always alert, and our people cooperate with us.
The governor of Bargi-Matal, which has a population of 25,000, boasts about not having any bodyguards, adding that the success of security relies on harmony between local authorities and the inhabitants.
The residents are surprised about the rumor that people close to bin Laden were here a couple of months ago. But there were 2 meters of snow, and the inhabitants do not have more than 2 rooms in their homes, so it's impossible for any foreigner to live here.
The inhabitants of northern Nuristan say they do not welcome foreign troops and don't want to give them any reason to come to their area, which bears no traces of Al-Qaeda. International media sources said that people close to bin Laden resided or passed through this area, but the inhabitants say that we are the first foreigners they have ever seen. Samir Alawi, Al Jazeera, Bargi-Matal, northern Nuristan.
سامر علاوي الجزيرة برغمتال نورستان الشرقية.
The Iranian President Ahmadinejad has been vocal in defending what he called his country's right to acquire peaceful nuclear technology. He has recently requested a visit to come to the UN headquarters to make his voice heard by the Security Council members who are scheduled to vote soon on a resolution calling for the tightening of the sanctions imposed on Tehran because of its nuclear activities.
I've now received a letter from
I received a letter from the Iranian ambassador, Mr. Jawad Zarif, informing me that he has received instructions from his government indicating that His Excellency the Iranian President, Dr. Ahmadinejad, has expressed interest to attend the UN Security Council's voting session in which a vote will be taken on a draft resolution concerning Iran's peaceful nuclear program.
The President of the UN Security Council said that he will refer the Iranian request to the Council for a decision. Despite Ahmadinejad's desire to go to the UN's headquarters, he reiterated that he will not surrender to international pressure by giving up his country's nuclear energy cycle. This was his response to the draft resolution calling for imposing new sanctions on Tehran, which will be submitted to the UN Security Council. The Iranian public supports their president in going forward with the nuclear program, but they fear that the economic sanctions may impact their daily lives. Ahmad al-Bahrani reports from Tehran.
Iran will not hide from the European storm that will originate from the UN Security Council. President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad reaffirmed his country's position that it will not give up its sensitive nuclear activities.
Most Iranian officials believe that this method of UN intervention is a violation of international laws, which explains why they have demanded that negotiations resume between all parties and that Iran's nuclear file be resolved by the IAEA rather than the UN Security Council.
The Iranian people have been following their country's nuclear file since former President Mohammad Khatami, who at the time showed flexibility by his willingness to stop nuclear activities voluntarily. Iranians, however, support their president's tough stance because they feel that it will achieve their aspirations to acquire peaceful nuclear energy.
What the US and the West are trying to do is to deprive us from peaceful nuclear technology.
We will not remain weak in front of European countries and the US. Through unity, we can resist the American plans.
Although Iranians believe that Khatami's policies did not achieve anything for Iran, they also feel that Ahmadinejad's policies have generated increasing international pressure, reflected by the UN threat to impose economic sanctions on their country, an action that might cost them dearly. The Iranian people are still committed to their nuclear program despite European intentions to impose sanctions on their country. It seems that this flexing of muscles by both sides may derail efforts to resolve the crisis. Ahmad al-Bahrani, Dubai Television, Tehran.
The National Sapling Planting Day was marked in Iran Tuesday when leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, attended a ceremony in Tehran to plant saplings. In a brief speech at the ceremony, the leader hailed planting trees and producing greenery as a valuable measure and underscored the need to develop green belts around urban areas. President Ahmadinejad says support by Islamic countries for the democratic government in Palestine can help foil the enemy plot. Ahmadinejad told Khalid Mashal, a Hamas leader, on Tuesday, the Palestinian government and Hamas should do what it takes to stop infighting in the occupied territories, and that Palestinian factions need to display unity to stand up to Israeli aggression. The president continued the Zionist regime of Israel has gone into the downward spiral. Khalid Mashal, who directs Hamas's political bureau for Damascus, said Hamas is trying to bring to power a strong government which can materialize the ideal cause of Palestine. Iran's foreign ministry spokesman Mohammad Ali Hosseini is condemning the discriminatory approaches the European Union has taken in dealing with the Iranian nuclear case and ignoring the absolute rights of Tehran under the NPT. He said Tuesday's sanctions lack the legal substance, something which undermines the